Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Hello. Well. Whoever you are, welcome to the pub. It's a very quiet booth tonight. It's just me and Parker here, but we still have a great time. There we go. And while we're talking about boozers and we're talking about beer, we're not going to start with a random fact this week. We are going to start with a beer tier list. As you may have heard, I've been in the States. I was in the States for the last 10 days, drinking American beers. And I've gone on and ranked them, and there's a bit of controversy here. I know some people love them, but let's go through the tiers. Bottom tier. This is potentially the worst beer I think I've ever had in my life, and people love it. Taylor Henneke likes it. Busch Light.
The Busch Latte.
It just tastes like. Well, if I want a beer or a drink of any kind, I want some flavor to it, and Busch Light kind of has a little bit of a punch to it, fair enough, but it's
one above water for you, huh?
Yeah, it's one above water. It's not great, And the tier above that, pretty bad beers. Coors Light, accepted as bad beer. Samuel Adams, like the original Samuel Adams, that was horrible. And Miller High Life, that's my first. Oh, sorry, I had that out of a can in Green Bay, and I was like,
Ooh.
oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you the Miller High Life. If you get the 40, like the 40 ounces of it,
okay,
you put some orange juice in it. You got a brass monkey. Okay.
Orange juice. That's quite funny.
Yeah. Coors Light, it's good to chug. You can put it in a funnel, right? Back in college, you used to do that. But it's not like, oh, let me see what we have on draft here. Give me a Coors. Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna enjoy a Coors Light,
Yeah, exactly. That's not the first thing I'm reaching for. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Samuel Adams is terrible. I genuinely worry about people who like Samuel Adams. What's wrong with you? C tier. I mean, this is okay. It's okay. It's like the Kirk Cousins of beers. Bud Light.
Yeah.
It's okay. Budweiser. It was actually, it was okay. It was actually it was good, actually. It should be a B tier, but actually. And then Corona Extra, it's just box standard. Corona's just so standard. I feel like everywhere it just has it's good, but it's like, ugh.
You put a little lime in it. Did you get the lime in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that takes it over a little bit, but I'm with you. If we just take beer with nothing else on it, it's like, all right, it's on this tier. I agree with you. Bud Heavy. I do like a good, Bud Diesel in there for occasionally, but I'm with you. Like, it's okay, but I think it fits perfectly C tier list. I've looked at your list C, D, and F. CD and ABCD, E. Where do you have F on there?
Wait, there's no E. Whoever made this list is an idiot because he hasn't put E on there. We've gone straight from D to F. That's how bad Busch.
I like it.
That's how bad Busch is. All right, and then B tier. We're getting onto the higher echelons. We only got one beer in this tier. That's Lagunitas IPA. It's got a nice kick to it, but it hasn't. It's still not. It's like it's got a kick to it, but you can taste the alcohol. It's not
exactly.
It's not smooth enough to be a very good beer. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Lagunitas, they do a lot of good other stuff too, not just their IPA, but I think their IPA is like their golden standard for them.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're getting to the top level now. Second top tier, we've got Blue Moon, Ultra. I can't remember the first name of it.
Michelob.
That cute. And then Miller Lite. Blue Moon and Miller Lite, I was both enjoying very much in Lambeau Field. Actually, I quite like Miller Lite. Actually, Blue Moon, pretty good. And the Ultra beer, I remember popping into the original Hooters and drinking on that. I think I was maybe putting out there just because I was on Hooters, to be honest. I was having a cracking time.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, damn right. And then the elite of the elite. This is, what's the elite? This is the goats of American beer. Goose IPA was absolutely quality beer. Everywhere I went, I was getting that, and Modelo with the lime inside the beer, even in a pint glass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you have the Modelo Negro, or did you just have a special?
just as it is, yeah. With the
Yeah.
lime, but yeah.
Nice.
Parker, which beer are you moving?
Which one am I moving?
Yep.
So you're gonna come for me. It's the same items, but it's the Winter Lager. So it's better than their Boston Lager. It's
Okay.
a good little mix up. Yeah.
The Winter
Dude, I
Lager.
actually like your list. Now, your A tier, the second to the top, looks like Fitzsimmons wrote this thing for you. Blue Moon,
Really?
Miller Lite, Michelob Ultra. Like that's his top three. Like if I have to choose a beer for Fitz, it's always those three. Like, all right, there you go. Miller Lite. I guess it's just you Packers fans, man. You guys
That's
just
what it
love
is.
Miller Lite.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Miller's from Milwaukee, isn't it?
It
It's
is, yeah.
From Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. But
I
yeah,
remember like sophomore year of college, they came out with the Vortex bottle necks, and it's supposed to make it go down smoother. It didn't work. It went down smooth anyways, but yeah. I like this list a lot. Matt, did you try all these beers here in the States?
I tried them all in the States. Sometimes out of a can, sometimes out of a bottle, sometimes in a glass. But yeah, I made sure I tried them in the States. I mean, there was on the list. I also had a Guinness and Stella while over there, but it doesn't really count. I'm not gonna put.
Yeah.
You're not gonna put a Guinness on there. But to be fair, I had a Guinness in Madison, and it was actually a pretty good Guinness. It was good.
That's good. I like a good Guinness too. Dude, I like this list a lot. Let's talk about your trip real quick. We got some time. It's just you and me chopping it up. But you went to 2 Packers game, a Badgers game, and a Bucks game, dude. How was those 4 experiences for you?
It's just crazy. I mean, my brother's a Cowboys fan, which I've mentioned a few times, and just to beat the Cowboys in overtime was hilarious. I mean, think of all the games to go to as your first game, and I was just so lucky that I got to see that the Cowboys blow a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, and Tony Pollard was literally unstoppable. Like, he was so good in that game, and just got to Mike McCarthy. All you got to do is run the ball for 1 quarter, and you essentially win the game. And Dak Prescott just played so bad and kept overthrowing, underthrowing. Pretty bad game for Dak. And the Titans game, I always felt that we were in the game until the very end. But I will say our pass defense was so bad. I mean, we made Ryan Tannehill look like fucking Joe Montana. It was ridiculous. I mean, we stopped Derrick Henry a lot. But I will say, seeing Derrick Henry in person, I don't think I've ever been so impressed by a human being, but physically. He's an absolute beast.
Just a specimen.
Just absolute specimen. Like, there was this big screenplay, which he had, I think, for 50 yards. And you see him running down that field. I'm like, how the fuck do you stop this guy? Because he looks like an elephant running at people, It's just, how do you? Yeah, incredibly impressed by Derrick Henry. Shame he didn't beat the Titans, but if they'd given me the Cowboys win and lost to the Titans, I'd have taken it all day long.
Yeah.
Before it
Hey,
came out.
absolutely. And the way they came back, I was ready to write you boys off. And I was like, man, Matt, I'm sorry your first Packers experience is like this here on Lambeau Field. Dang, that's tough. And then all of a sudden you came out and we're like, yo, Matt's magic, Matty magic.
Just can't believe it. It's a credible win to come back. It was brilliant. Yeah, a shame we lost the Titans. Shame that we are dead. But Aaron Rodgers is probably playing with a broken thumb, so that's a actual legit thing. He's actually got a legit excuse to playing so bad.
Yeah, we'll give it to him.
We'll give it to him.
Bucks Badgers games. How's your first American basketball experience over there?
Yeah, so don't go from watching the Milwaukee Bucks play the Atlanta Hawks to watching a college game, because the difference in standard is absurd. It is ridiculous. I will say one thing about the Bucks game. There's just didn't seem to be any, even though they were losing, and Atlanta Hawks played amazing. That Trae Young's a fucking unbelievable player. Giannis, I was excited to see Giannis play, but he's a professional basketball player and literally can't hit a free throw. It is, if you're literally, how are you getting paid millions of pounds a year and literally can't hit a free throw? It's
right.
But you are another absolute specimen of this game,
dude.
Giannis.
Yeah.
absolute specimen. But I will say a thing about basketball. This doesn't seem to be any urgency or the fans just didn't care because the Bucks are about to play another 60 games. You know,
yeah, exactly.
like it was quite like it wasn't a full house, even though there's two very good teams. I'd say it's probably about 4/5 full. Yeah, it just seemed like it was a good atmosphere. It was good. It was a great game. It was a good game. $31 for 2 beers. Thanks. Yeah. But watching the Badgers was fun. Watching the Badgers was real fun. Even though the standard was bad, you sort of get to enjoy like defense a bit more. And when they actually score, it's actual thing. And they're playing for their careers really at that point.
Playing for careers, and then for them, every game kind of matters. It matters that seeding and trying to get in. Where NBA, there's so many games, you can lose one, you could lose a few along the way, and it doesn't hurt you. It's not that playoff atmosphere.
NBA teams go into playoffs with losing records. Yeah, they play 70, 80 games. They seem like they play for plain reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about money, man.
Yeah, well, we all know that. Everyone here knows that, unfortunately. But I just wish that we could really, games have a genuine feeling about them, genuine matter to them.
Yeah.
Matt,
I wish we could have gone up there and see you, but it sounds like you had one hell of a time, dude.
It's great times.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and the final weekend, I had a weekend in Chicago. It was amazing. What else did I do? I went up to a place called Crivets, Wisconsin. Probably one of the most rural places I've ever been to in my life. And I just loved going into a random bar, and they were like, why is this fucking English guy here? Like, what's going on here?
In the middle of nowhere. Like, where's this guy?
Literally in the middle of nowhere. Literally in the middle of nowhere. It was fun. Shot my first gun. That was very cool.
Yeah.
I see why people get guns now. Because
you're addicted now, right?
Oh, it's a fucking drug. It's adrenaline rush. And it was very cool. I can't wait to go back again because I will go back again. Green Bay are playing Vegas next year. So go to Lambeau, go to Vegas, and go to Lambeau. So that's the next big trip. But yeah, I mean,
you plan this out, and we're all gonna do the trip together. We'll have a pub trip, baby. Let's do this.
That'd be unbelievable. I need to go back because I didn't see a Badgers game, like a Badgers football game. That is.
That's pretty special. Yeah.
Yeah, and Madison's a really cool place, actually. And it's true what they say about Green Bay. There is nothing to do there.
The stadium and nothing.
It's a very ugly city.
Yeah, that's what Fitzy just said.
Yeah, a very ugly city, but it was great to go. Great to go have a tour around the stadium. Got some Packers merch. Very happy to talk to random people. It was so fun. It was so fun.
That's dope, man. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. I mean, just like when you go to a place with someone, you just generally can't believe that you're there. I remember just like standing outside Lambeau Field, going, "Am I actually here?" Like, for so many years, I've dreamt about coming here and thought about coming here, and then I'm actually here. It's ridiculous.
That's dope. That's cool, man. You go down. You got to kiss the ground a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, maybe.
You toured the field. Did you do your own little Lambeau leap? Did you get?
You're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to do the Lambeau leap. You're not allowed to go in the grass. You're not allowed to go in the field. Which, fair enough. I get that. But like, I want to do the Lambeau leap. Like, it's high, but I feel like I could get myself up there and then push myself up on top.
Exactly.
It'll be. Yeah, I was generally disappointed about that. That was the bad thing about the tour. I've done it now.
Exactly. You got to see some cool stuff that only a few people get to see anyway. So that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very cool. Wisconsinites are very cool, very lovely people. It's funny that their culture is essentially based on drink driving. I've never seen anything like it. Just people just getting blitz drunk and just get their cars. I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
This is wild. Yeah,
this is wild. Extra seatbelt on now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm your Uber driver. I've only had a case tonight.
Exactly. I literally I was staying with my mate and we got super drunk the Friday night before, the night before, and then we drive to a pub to get some food, and she orders a Bloody Mary, and I'm like, we're going about to drive an hour north here. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Yeah.
What are we doing? Yeah, it was
got,
hilarious.
It's got tomato juice in it. I'll be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nah, yeah,
That's
I loved it up there. I love being a Wisconsinite now, because of course I am. And just the attention, the absolute attention my accent gets is ridiculous. But it's good and bad. Like if I'm hungover and I'm grumpy and I just want to have a short conversation, I literally cannot have a short conversation.
That's when you got to throw in the American accent as best
Yeah,
you can.
yeah, exactly. It's like if I try to buy some gas. Oh God's sake! I try to buy some petrol. And I was like, put the petrol in, blah 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 blah. Went to the store, got some water, got some food. Oh my God, where are you from? I'm like, oh God's sake, I'm from England. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But it works the other way. When after the Cowboys game, I was sitting at the bar and a girl walks past and I go, oh, hi, how are you? And she goes, are you from? And I just say yes. And then we just start kissing like that. They did literally the quickest kiss I've ever got in my life. Like, it was ridiculous. Like,
Oh boy, man. Hey, hello, baby.
thank you very much. It was absurd. Like a kiss within 5 seconds. And I was like, I did not know what's happening here. It was quality.
With great power comes great responsibility.
It does indeed. It does indeed.
I love it. Well, hey, let's talk about some power here. Your boys look good. England.
Yeah.
Oh, they look like the real deal.
Let's get into the World Cup. Yeah, England played a brilliant game against Iran, but it is Iran. We don't know whether England are good or Iran are bad. But I'm going to say England are good. I feel like a lot of the big boys that have played so far haven't been played well. Netherlands struggled to beat Senegal. Denmark by big tip drew to Tunisia, and Argentina lost 2-1 to Saudi Arabia. One of the biggest upsets of all time in all World Cup history. But England are really good, and they've got to play the USA next, and the USA need to get something out of this game.
That Wales game, like we had it in the bag, 1-0. Like here we go, and then
what America? I was genuinely really impressed by the States in the first half. You guys played so well, had so many opportunities, and you should have been out of sight. Could have been 2 or 3-0 up at halftime, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's a game. That's a game done. You're probably into the next round, but he didn't take your opportunities, and Gareth Bale had a very quiet game, but scored a penalty. Got fouled in the box and scored a penalty. That was it. And then USA and Wales have got to beat Iran. You're both looking at each other's fixtures.
And you're thinking, all right, if you beat him by 6, I gotta beat him by 7 at least. Like it's wild.
And I will say one. Yeah, go on.
No, I'm just thinking.
No, I was gonna go on to the England USA game.
Okay. The one thing, I don't know if you watched this game a whole lot, but like the ball goes out of bounds right before we foul. Christian Bale gets his PK.
Yep.
I don't know if you watched the replay. I think it should have been our ball. I think we should be doing the throw in, not them.
Was it really? Was it that? It's a bit of a.
I think it's my American bias. Like I think my bald eagle is talking to me in the back of my head and being like, "Hey, that's our ball. That's our ball. Damn it." Hulk Hogan says it's ours, but honestly, I think you're absolutely right. We've got to go out here. We've got to compete with you guys. Either draw or just score a shit ton of points and lose, and then turn by and beat Iran by a shit ton of points as well. Like it's gonna be tough. And Friday's game, I mean, this is big time, man.
This is a big game. I feel like my entire lifespan on this podcast has led up to this moment. Literally has led up to this moment. England versus USA. Like if the first half USA turns up, it's gonna be a really good game. If the second half USA turns up, it's gonna be a walkover. But if USA lose, you're not out of the competition yet because you've got to beat Iran, and that's an annoying point. Now you've got to keep looking at other scores. You've got to look at the Wales-Iran score, and if Iran get a point, you're looking good. You're fine because then you just got to beat Iran. But yeah, that's why you've got to win your first game. That's why you got to win your first game, and that's why teams are pretty happy right now. But I think England will win naturally. But I think USA will have a better performance.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. You kind of touched on it earlier. Argentina loses just a jaw-dropping game to Saudi Arabia, 5 o'clock this morning, Eastern Standard Time. Like, it's just like, what is going on right now? And a lot of these top teams struggle. Even France struggled today against the Aussie Football Club, Australia down there. Like, it just didn't seem like it was the same France team we thought was going to come in. Maybe it's Qatar. Maybe it's just the pressure. It could be a lot of things going on. But backing up to Argentina, do we think Messi's farewell run, does it get out of group play?
I don't know. I will say that in the last World Cup, Argentina also lost their first game. Also had a really bad start. So they've been in a position before, and they just know if they win the next 2 games, they're probably through.
Yeah.
So it's not alarm stations just yet, but if they got next, let me have a look at Argentina. Who have they got next? They have got Mexico next, and that's a tough game. If they don't beat Mexico, alarm bells, serious alarm bells, and they could be Lionel Messi could be crashing out. One of the second top favorites of this World Cup could be crashing out. It is crazy. Could be crazy. But yeah, we still get to see some teams play. Wednesday and Thursday, we get to see Germany play. We get to see Spanish play, and we get to see the Belgian play the Canadians. Those could be 3 good games, 3 really good games.
That's awesome.
It'd be and then Brazil, Serbia Thursday. We get to see who the favorites are going to be. It's going to be so good. Brazil, genuinely,
Man.
so good.
That's going to be really good. All these games, like before today, I was like, okay, we're going to have some lopsided games. But then later on, we'll get some really good games. Now it's like, holy shit, like anybody can beat anybody. Like this is like wide open.
I feel like it's different because normally when you prepare for a World Cup, you have a month or a month and a half together. So the team are like really gelled. They really know they're all on the same page. But this World Cup, they've barely had a week or 10 days. USA were the first team in Qatar, and I think they were there 12 days beforehand or something like that. So this is where it comes into the Saudi Arabian squad. I think pretty much all those players play in the same team in Saudi Arabia for the biggest team in Saudi Arabia, where the Argentinian team will play for different teams.
And that's a huge help.
So maybe cohesion, maybe chemistry is going to play a big role in this World Cup.
I like that. I like that take a lot. It looks like Qatar conditions are what we thought they were going to be. I mean, hot, fatigue setting in, and then like the outside things looking in, like Budweiser being told, no, we can't sell your product in the stadium. Like
it's crazy.
That's wild. And then, you can support, one love and equality and rainbow flags. And all of a sudden, like, nope, you can't do that anymore. Like, I feel like this is the biggest bait and switch by Qatar we've ever seen. And yes, they bought their World Cup. I don't care what you said. They bought this World Cup, and they said, hey, we'll follow the rules. Now they said, well, you can't do shit anymore. They're here. Bait and switch. Like, this is a tough situation.
So, I mean, FIFA, Sepp Blatter, fuck this for everybody, really.
Yes,
fucking tick.
Yeah.
The 20, I think I heard stat. So the way the World Cup allocation works is that there are certain FIFA representatives put forward by certain countries, like USA will have one, England will have one, so on and so forth. Another 22 people that voted for Qatar, 11 of them have been sanctioned and banned from FIFA.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure the American guy got banned. I'm pretty sure he took a massive buyout.
Oh, what is that guy's name? I can see his face right now.
Yeah, I can see his face as well, but I'm pretty sure.
Big fat dude, yeah.
Yep, he took a massive payout for the Qatar.
I think you're right.
I
watched FIFA Uncovered on Netflix.
I need to watch
phenomenal documentary, and it goes into all that. And it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, come on, FIFA.
Yep. It's so bad. Hopefully, for the moment and for the next month, that the football will do the talking, but afterwards, there's going to be another deep dive into this and how this just can't happen again.
Yeah, this is like everybody's worst fear coming to realize, like, okay, Yeah, you know, South Africa is supposedly paid to get the World Cup there. Sure, okay, they bought some votes. That's fine. South Africa went off pretty well. This is like everybody's worst case scenario of like,
Yeah.
they punked you 100%.
It's just like talk about a bait and switch about Budweiser. I mean, Budweiser paid $75 million to sponsor you know, the World Tournament. But I've got friends out there and they're still being able to find beer. I don't know how they're doing it, but there is beer out there.
Yeah, like I think they can sell it on the outside or in the fan zones.
Yeah,
but
but
they can't sell it in the stadium.
Yeah.
Unless they smuggle it in. I've seen some people smuggle it in.
It's very bizarre, and it's which shows if it's a religious thing, if it's a cultural thing, why is it just the tournaments?
Yeah,
You know, the prophet didn't write the Quran and say, you could have beer inside. You can't have beer inside the stadium, mate, but you could have it. You could have it everywhere else.
fan zones, God's okay.
Yeah.
Stadium, you're going to hell. Like, yeah, I agree.
It's just like, where has this come from? It is ridiculous.
I'm 100% with you when I saw this. It's just wild. Hey, we got some great games to look forward to. Anything World Cup else you got?
Oh, let's just list off the great games that are going to come
Yeah.
up. England, USA, without a shadow of doubt. 3 o'clock Eastern time, Friday afternoon. That has to be watched, no matter what. Has to be watched. And then Saturday's going to be a huge, huge day. Poland, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia get a point against Poland. They're pretty much in the next round.
Dude, they're in.
That's ridiculous. France, Denmark. Denmark need to get a result. Denmark need to win. France win, they're through. Argentina, Mexico. Said it earlier. They've got to win. If they win, Lionel Messi is potentially out. And then Sunday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. I know it's going to clash with NFL, but have this on the TV just below. You have your red zone and have a TV below and put this on. Spain versus Germany. It's a fucking tasty one, that is.
Dude.
It's a fucking tasty one. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, I might have both laptops set up, my phone, it up on the TV, and just to watch all the action on Sunday. Like, it's going to be phenomenal.
The best thing about the World Cup is literally, 4 games every day, world-class football. It's brilliant. It's so good.
Exactly. Just get up early if you're on the Eastern Standard Time here. Western, Pacific time, you got to get up even more. Matt, what time do you waking up for these games? Probably almost normal time, almost.
Yeah, first game is at 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, they always a very good thing about being in Europe. A lot of the sports are sort of timed around Europe. Pretty much all the Formula One is, all the football practically is. So yeah,
exactly. No, that's solid. That's as it should be. As it should be. Yeah. Well, we talked about your football. Let's talk about American football here. We're gonna talk about college football real quick. Matt, I know college football is not your expertise, but I got faith in you. You're gonna lead us to the promised land here. Let's talk about.
I did watch some of it actually.
Yeah, let's go. I love to hear that. Week 12 scores: Illinois, Michigan. Michigan almost got caught looking ahead at Ohio State. 17-19. Illinois had a point lead on them, and then had to kick a field goal to win it. TCU, same boat, looking ahead at the playoffs, looking ahead at the Big 12 championship. They only squeaked by Baylor by 1 point, 29-28. Number 1, Georgia. Number 24, UK. UK had them on the rope in the first half, then turned 16-6. Still a very close game for a team that should be blowing out the Wildcats here. USC survives by 3 points against UCLA. And number 6, Oregon survives 3 points against Utah, 17 points. Like these games, we said, hey, watch these games. They're going to be phenomenal. Did not think all 5 of these games were going to be this close.
It's a great advert for college football this weekend was. And I was in a bar in Chicago talking to 3 girls. But in the background, USC versus UCLA was going on. And every time I was turned around, it was another touchdown. It was an unbelievable game. It was a great time. I was drinking tequila out of a hat and watching this game go on. It was sensational. Like, what a great game that was. And then Michigan looked so comfortable against Illinois. And then Illinois just out there brought it back.
Yeah. It's like they took the foot off the gas pedal. All of a sudden, here comes the Fighting Illini. Just like, all right, let's stay in the game. It's this week's games that we're going to talk about, huge implications, like huge games to be played this weekend. I think it lives up to the hype of last week's. Like, this is one of the most exciting college football seasons I remember because everybody's losing. The team we didn't even talk about yet that I thought was a shoo-in for the playoffs. Tennessee, man. Tennessee goes down to Columbia, and Spencer Rattler and the Gamecocks just destroyed them. Number 5, Tennessee, 38 points. South Carolina, 63
This is
points.
ridiculous game. This is also one at the bar, and it was just like, even though they were down 14, the way the points were flowing, like Tennessee could still pull this out of the bag. But
Yeah.
it was like watching an old classic heavyweight fight, just absolutely pounding each other, just big shot after big shot after big shot, just taking the blows, and they were just throwing the ball. So it was crazy. It was a crazy game.
I love that analogy. I think you're totally right. And, the sad part about Tennessee, you lose your playoff hopes completely. Like, there's no way you're in now.
Yeah.
And then you lose your starting quarterback. Hayden Hooker goes out with an ACL. Like, just a tough break, a Heisman hopeful. Your playoff hopes are dead. Like, Tennessee's dead, done. Put a fork in them.
They're done.
They're out of here. I mean,
They're
there's
done.
no way. Good luck the rest of the way here. That's tough. Well, let's look at this week's games. And as I said, it's rivalry week. It's the last week of regular season. There's some huge games. We're going to start with Thursday night's game, Thanksgiving action. If you get tired of NFL, you flip over. You got Mississippi State
Thanksgiving this
taking
week.
on Ole Miss. That's right. Number 14, Ole Miss, 2.5-point favorite. This is the Egg Bowl. This is the famous I'm a piss in the end zone and then cost my team the game, right? This is going to be a good game. Friday, we've got a Conference USA pretty much championship game here. Number 21, Tulane taking on number 25, Cincinnati. Cincinnati, 2-point favorite. Phenomenal game here. Then we have the game, Michigan, number 3, taking on number 2, Ohio State. Ohio State, 7.5-point favorite. Sure, they're in the horseshoe, but Michigan's saying, hey, we can beat you 2 years in a row. Just wait. Number 18, Notre Dame versus number 7, USC renews their rivalry. USC is a 5.5-point favorite. They have to win if they think they have a chance and a prayer in getting in the playoffs. And number 12, Oregon, 3-point favorite against number 23, Oregon State. Amazing games. Go ahead.
There's so many great games, and there's even more games that run on this list.
Mm-hmm,
It's just gonna be I don't particularly watch college football that much, but I 100% will. I think genuinely this week is gonna be playing a new war zone, watching college football all day. The games coming up are so good. I mean, I do not envy the people who are going to pick the playoffs after this week because I have no idea who you're going to pick. I mean, if Michigan and Ohio State has played really well, do you take both teams? LSU out of nowhere could sneak in.
They're right there on the cusp of it. Yeah.
They're, UCL, USC could sneak in, and Georgia only just beat Kentucky. If they don't play well against Georgia Tech and then lose to LSU in the SEC, it's just, I do not envy anybody who's going to try and work out the playoffs. But this is some cracking games. Yeah, the game is the game this weekend, isn't it? It is, for once, it is what everyone's going to be watching.
Exactly. And I feel like for so long, Ohio State dominated Michigan. And also last year, it was like, hold on, Michigan's not the little brother in this thing anymore. Like, this is going to be a phenomenal game. There's so much to play for. I think you're right. I was talking to my boy Kelsey on, and we're just like, what happens if like LSU loses, if Georgia fumbles the bag here, if, and let's say Michigan and Ohio State, the winners decided by 1 point or overtime. Like,
it's crazy. Like, I mean, TCU should be fine this weekend to play Ohio State, but I'm pretty sure we all said that about Baylor last weekend. So it's I love actually. This is actually a great season of college football because how many times have we been in this situation in the past and we've gone and we looked through the list and gone, oh yeah, easily Alabama, easily Clemson, easily Ohio State.
Exactly.
I feel like this weekend's gonna be like sort of red zone where it's like you're watching it and then, oh my god, Oregon just scored a touchdown, and oh my god, Iowa State just scored a touchdown against TCU. It's gonna be brilliant.
You got to keep cutting to the different games. I totally agree with you. They just announced the college football playoff rankings for this week. Your top 4 stays the same. Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, TCU 4. LSU, who you just talked about, is at number 5. USC is at number 6. I mean, you're talking about if USC loses Notre Dame, they're dead done.
Yeah.
Ohio State or Michigan blows out the other person, they're dead. They're done. LSU swipes up there, and then what happens if LSU beats Georgia in the SEC championship? Like, there's so much madness that can come in these next 2 weeks.
And I'll mention it because she's not on tonight, but South Carolina destroyed a number 5 Tennessee. If Clemson destroys South Carolina, are Clemson in the conversation?
Yeah, now you're like, oh shit, like these guys are for real.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just nice not to talk about Alabama.
Yeah, and for once, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. That's all college football talk we got. It's going to be amazing. Even Matt's going to tune in between World Cup games. We're going to tune in. You guys, let us know who your winners and losers are. And maybe we'll put some big money on some of these guys this weekend and hopefully make some money. Who knows? Let's talk some NFL here. This is what all people came to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about some Thanksgiving. And, man, we miss Devin. RIP. We pour some out for you every week. One day you'll come back to us. We're going to get a tarot card reader. And you'll speak to us through there. Tim, man, he hasn't been on, and the Lions keep winning. And I think he's doing this shit on purpose now because they're 3-0.
100%.
And they're starting us this week. Thanksgiving game. It's their game. Lions hosting Bills over on set at 54. Buffalo 9-point favorite.
I'm pretty sure Tim's thrown his laptop into the Caribbean at this point, so he just doesn't come on here again, and the Lions keep winning.
It's all part of his plan.
The Lions are above the Packers. This is ridiculous.
Get you right where we want you.
Never thought would I see the day where the Packers pick before the Lions. Wow, it is crazy. I'm going to take the Bills after saying all of that. I don't think Bills are amazing, actually. I used to think they're amazing, but they seem to have a bit of a weakness. But this game's in Detroit, isn't it?
It is. Ford Field.
So I'm going to take it for the meme ability because I'm sure it'll be like the first time a team has won back-to-back in Detroit for like years or something stupid like that.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. Matt, you're right. Like, I was ready to call the Bills the cheat code earlier this season. Like, you're not touching them. I'm sorry. It's game over. In the past month, they've gone from cheat code to almost fraud level of like, they're not as good as we thought they were. And there's some injuries and there's some other issues going on. I think if they're healthy, it's a different story. It's a different ball game, but there's a lot of glaring issues in that Buffalo defense and offense that we just weren't ready for.
Yeah. Ever since they threw that game away against the Vikings, I've had a bit of a, that's a bit weird. How have you thrown that away?
Exactly. And Dan Campbell loves glaring issues because after they celebrate a win, they put that hard hat back on and they go right back to work. They get their lunch pail, they grab their sledgehammer, and they just grind and make forwards, and they just run through people left and right. Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, man. Lions, give me them. I want all in on Detroit. 4 in a row, baby. Rev those motors.
100%.
100%. And because Tim's not on, so it's just luck for him at this point. Cowboys, Giants. Cowboys, man, they're feeling themselves. Coming off a huge win against Minnesota. Giants, maybe they're fraud level too. People are ready to give them like, hey, these guys are the real deal. We're ready to give them the flowers. They lost big last week. We'll see. 44.5 to over under. Dallas 9-point favorite.
Yeah, shout out them boys. They lost to my Packers and then beat the Vikings convincingly.
Yeah,
couldn't have asked for a more gratifying way for the Cowboys. Thank you very much, Jerry Jones. The Cowboys are a really good team. Actually, genuinely really good team. I was incredibly impressed by CeeDee Lamb. He is that guy. Tony Pollard is unbelievable, but they have Dak Prescott, who's just Kirk Cousins, and Mike McCarthy is Kirk Cousins if he was a coach. The reason why the Cowboys lost to the Packers is because of Mike McCarthy, but I'm still going to take the Cowboys.
Yeah, I gotta take the Cowboys too. I gotta ride with them. I think Giants maybe cover this spread. I think it's a little bit closer to 9
that's
points.
a lot of points. I'll take it at Giants points.
Yeah, especially with like divisional rivalries here. Yeah, I just think that 9 points is a lot, Matt. Like you said, give me Dallas to win though. I like the way Micah Parsons, that defense is playing. I think Dak Prescott can get enough done to beat Daniel Jones. Yeah. I like your takes there. Not much to add to it. Our last Thursday Thanksgiving game, Patriots traveling to Minnesota. 42 is over under. Minnesota 2-point favorite. Kirk Cousins in prime time. Does he shit the bed again?
Kirk Cousins prime time. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, jury rest. Patriots coming off a big win against the Jets. Sure, no offense to be had there, but Patriots defense looks legit. Kirk Cousins primetime once again. I'm just worried. The Vikings. I don't know. It's not in Foxborough.
Yeah.
Give me the skull crutch. I'm going Minnesota here. I just got a gut feeling.
Yeah, I have a genuine feeling the Vikings are going to somehow win this, but I'm never going to take the Vikings, so give me the Patriots.
Fair enough. Over under. I might creep toward the under. I don't like the way offenses are playing right now. Yeah, hard. All right, a little Sunday action here. My Bengals AFC Championship rematch. Bengals Titans 42.5 still under. Cincinnati 1.5-point favorite. King Henry or Joe Burr? Who do you take?
Yeah. As I said, absolute specimen of an athlete, Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill played really well against my Packers, but my Packers are terrible. I'm still going to take Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati, you get a bit of really good momentum going your way now.
It's what we needed, and I misspoke. Not the AFC Championship, but the divisional round here. Tennessee 7-3. Let's not slam the door shut on them yet. Joe Burr's going to do it himself. Give me the Bengals. Jamar Chase is back, by the way. Get ready, fantasy owners. TB12. Don't need a wedding ring, so you can free up another ring finger for his championship ring. Taking on the Browns, Tampa Bay, 3-point favorite on the road. Over-under set 42.5.
I'm going to take the Browns. I don't know why. I guess the Buccaneers are coming off a bye, but I just don't think the Buccaneers are as good as they were a couple of years ago,
Yeah. I don't hate that take. I actually saw something today that was like Roger Goodell's the reason Tom Brady got divorced.
What?
And so, the whole scandal of like Miami Dolphins flirting with Tom of like, hey, come be an owner and a player. We talked about that a few months ago before the season.
Yeah.
Apparently Giselle didn't know. And so maybe that was a domino effect
Shit.
to get the divorce started because he didn't talk to her about that. And then as soon as that news broke, he missed all his practices. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe it happened. Who knows? I'm kind of believing that philosophy now. Deshaun Watson is practicing with the Browns. He can't start yet. That takes away reps from Kobe Brissett, and Brissett needs all the reps he can get here. Give me the Buccaneers to win.
Fair enough.
I'm not touching points, not touching over-under. You never know what teams you're going to get. Dolphins, Texans, 45.5 to over-under. Dolphins, 12-point favorite. Tua, he looks healthy, finally. Maybe this is a turnaround.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are actually a pretty good team, which is a legit thing. I think they're a good side. They're winning the AFC East. Yeah, AFC East. Give me the Dolphins. The Texans are terrible.
Dude, I like that a lot. I think the Texans, we talk about it every week. There's good pieces there, but the whole team itself is just not good. Coaching, playing, it's a rough organization, it seems like.
The whole vibe of the Texans just stinks. Like, you go and watch you watch the game when the Texans are playing, you see it on Red Zone, and there's just no one in the stadium. The whole vibe of that place just stinks,
I like that. The vibe of them is bad. I like that. Dolphins vibes are high. Give me Miami.
Yes.
And it's at Hard Rock. I might take the -12. I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling gutsy. Maybe it's the same Adams talking. Who knows, right? Jets, Bears. Fields looking like the truth. But he's a 4.5-point dog against Zach Wilson. Over-under set 41. Zach Wilson in some hot water this week. Maybe he's not the starting quarterback. He's putting the blame on everybody else but himself. What do you think?
I mean, the absolute arrogance to only score 3 points and then say the offense worries is not my fault when you're the quarterback I don't know how I even compare that to his ridiculous statement.
You can't. Yeah.
I think the Bears might actually win this because there's surely got to be a lot of fallout from the loss against the Patriots. I don't want to see the Bears win, but I think there's got to be some sort of turmoil, a lot of just head crushing, and the loss of, you know how we were talking about chemistry earlier. It just surely there can't be any chemistry in the Jets right now.
Yeah, like, could you imagine being someone on his team and like, yo, you're saying it's not your fault, bro? Like, come on.
Yeah. Especially when he was to limit the Patriots at Foxborough to 3 points. You've got to 10 points. Well, literally until the last play. You've got to be winning that game.
Yeah, you have to. Like, it's just, man, I don't know. And Shalea's not convinced that Wilson's the starting quarterback. That's going to create more issues. Fields looks good. I think everybody's sold on Fields. Like, this guy, he can do it with his legs. He can do it with his arms. He just needs pieces around him to make him a little bit better. Give me the Bears to win. Jets have a mediocre rush defense. I think Fields exposes that.
Yep.
Commanders, Heineke, man. Can he get himself a pair of red and black Jays? He's taking on the Falcons. 42 is over under. Washington 4-point favorite.
I think the Commanders are a playoff team.
Yeah, say it. Say it with that chest.
Like, are they an actual playoff? The Commanders are a playoff team. Like,
whoa.
The Washington Football Club. Give me the Washington Football. Give me Taylor Heineke. Give me Taylor Heineke.
I'm here for it.
I will say one more thing. Taylor Heineke, you drink Busch Light. Only red flag about yourself. Other than that, your quality.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I agree. You know, this is wild to me because last year, rewind the tapes. This time last year, we were saying NFC least. None of these teams should be in the playoffs. They should all be dead, done, bury them 6 feet under. Now we're saying all 4 of these teams have a chance to make the playoffs. I mean,
yeah, 100%. Like, the East is a good conference out there. And also, just quickly mention the Falcons in this. You know, they're just a win off winning their division as well, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. It is so wild. This year it's just so topsy-turvy. And, you know, we talk about Falcons and Commanders being like so close in division, winning at playoff teams, and the Super Bowl champion at 3 wins right now. Wild. And we'll talk about him in a second. Give me Heineke and Commanders. I'm with you. If this was in Atlanta, maybe I flip the script, but they're revealing a Sean Taylor statue there in Washington. RIP 21.
Oof.
Emotional game. Give me Commanders. Broncos. A shout out to our boy Jay Verge taking on the Panthers. Over under set 36. Denver 2.5-point favorite, even though it's being played in Charlotte.
Yeah, how could you only be a 2.5 favorite against the Panthers? The Panthers are terrible. The Broncos are also terrible. God, look at that over underline 36.
Like a soccer score, right?
Literally. I mean, that is appalling over under. Give me the Panthers, even though I said this shit. Give me the Panthers.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon gets waived this week. Like yesterday. Ports, he's fumbled a crap ton, but he also came in the locker room after the Raiders lost and started blaring Future music. And Sierra, Russell Wilson's wife, had a baby with Future. Maybe Russ didn't like that too much. Maybe that led into it. I don't know. That's what reports said. I'm no funny inside source. Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Give me Panthers to win here. And if they were the black on black on black, like in that picture right there,
that does
give me good. Panthers by 1,000.
That does look good.
I like the black on black. Ravens, Jags over set at 43.5. Baltimore 4-point favorites while on the road.
Yeah, Jags off a bye. I mean, Jags aren't that bad, but the Ravens, even though they played it bad last week, they're still a good team. You could undertake the Ravens in this spot.
I think you have to. I don't know if you saw the report, but 125 violations by Jaguars concession stands, like rodents and cockroaches and just nasty things like health issues.
Jesus Christ. That's where they've been keeping their O-line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if that's what they're giving the fans while they're eating, imagine the product on the field. It's definitely going to make them throw up. Give me the Ravens to win.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting.
I reckon, I tell you what, if they did one in MetLife for the New York teams, it'll be so bad. It'll be even worse than that.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, 100%. New York's a terrible place.
There's shots fired for New York.
Shout out to our New York listeners.
Cardinals hosting the Chargers over and set at 47.5. Now we got some points. LA 3-point favorite. Call of Duty still going on though. Big game right now. Warzone.
Yeah, I'm addicted to Call of Duty, so Kyler Murray must be addicted to Call of Duty. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's like it started off as a joke, and now I'm like, this dude is
Legit.
obviously doing something besides watching film. And like, yeah, he's injured, but he's been injured since Call of Duty came out. There's a lot of red flags here. I'm sorry, D Hop. I'm sorry, JJ Watt. I have all the respect for you. But I'm taking Air Bear in the Chargers. Tough. Raiders trying to find and dig their way out and to make the playoffs again. Seahawks trying to stop them. 47.5 the over under. Seattle 3.5 point favorite. You believe in Geno? Taking Derek Carr.
I've read somewhere that Aaron Rodgers is going to Seahawks. I don't know if the Seahawks even believe in Geno. Give me Geno Smith. I still think the Raiders suck.
Yeah. This is in Seattle. Raiders have won 2 in a row, but they've rode the coattails of Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. Seahawks defense is going to say, no, I don't think so. I had to toss a coin. I'm tossing a coin right now again to make sure my pick was right. I'm going Raiders to win. I don't know. I have a feeling in my gut Derek Carr makes a late push to make the playoffs here. And maybe it gets Aaron Rodgers in Seattle. Maybe. Who knows?
That'd be fun. Get rid of him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry, no. I just reacted to what the next game is.
Okay. Rams, Chiefs over under set 44. Kansas City 14.5 point favorite. Rams are the Super Bowl champion. They're the defending champion.
Yeah,
2 tutties.
That's crazy. I watched the Chiefs Chargers game while flying from Chicago to Heathrow. Shout out American Airlines for having live TV on your flights. No shout out for your food because your food stinks. But that was very cool. That was watching the Chiefs and Chargers play. That was a great game. And I think Chiefs are got to be the best team in the league right now. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, this is a team that I think we're all like, they lost it. Tyreek Hill was their spark, and they lost at the beginning of the season. Now all of a sudden, we're like, Chiefs still got it. They're still the dudes in the AFC, it seems like.
Yeah.
14.5 points.
That's a lot.
You're the Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champions.
People are saying Stafford should retire. Just not even play, just retire now. Cup, done for the season with the ankle injury, it looks like. Saunders right there, 99. He has been destroying quarterbacks. Matt Stafford, I know you used to get blown up in Detroit. I think it's another bad game for you. You're going to have flashbacks, PTSD of old Detroit there. Give me the Chiefs to win. Saints, Niners. Andy Dalton is quarterback 1. Jameis Winston is healthy. He's still riding the bench, though. Over on set 42. San Francisco, 8-point favorites.
Jameis Winston is still riding the bench. But according to some people in this podcast, he's better than most of the quarterbacks in the league. Hi, Jay. Hi, Tim. Hope you're listening. 49ers starting to look like a good team, like a seriously good team. Probably looking like an Eagles 49ers NFC Championship potentially. Give me the Niners.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you. Like this season has been so wishy-washy. Like if you play our tapes back earlier, we look like damn fools at this point because 49ers were like, Jimmy G can't get it done. I don't believe him. I don't know. All of a sudden they get Christian McCaffrey. And it's like, oh shit, we know how to play football down here in San Francisco now. Give me the Niners to win big. -8. I'm hammering that. I think they win by 10 or more. Packers, your boys, taking on the Eagles. It's in Philadelphia, 46.5 the over-under. Philadelphia, 7-point favorite. You've got to win if you're Packers. If you're Eagles, you've got to win to keep a hold and just a death grip on the NFC.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys, whoever wins out of Cowboys Giants and the Packers somehow beat the Eagles, they're already a game behind the Eagles all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to think that. Packers, Aaron Rodgers broken thumb. I really don't know what to want from a season. If it's really that bad, if he can't grip it, I mean, his last late throws against the Titans were terrible, genuinely awful. If we lose this and the thumb's bad, start Jordan Love. But okay, give me the Packers. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, you took my Bengals. And I feel like I have to repay you and take the Packers.
You don't have to. It's shit.
I just don't know what Packers I'm going to get. Am I going to get this year's Packers or the Packers I'm used to? The Packers I grew up with of just dominance and like,
Yep.
We're going to run the ball down your throat. We're going to let our quarterback throw when he needs to. And we're going to get done.
Yeah.
This is so tough for me. I'm going to take Philly. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry.
No, take Philly. Take
I'm
Philly.
gonna take Philly.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a cracking time against our defense.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm worried about. He can just do so much with so little room, and you guys are gonna give him a lot of room. And so I'm curious what he's gonna do. Here's what's gonna happen. Either it's a blowout, Philadelphia, or Packers win a close game. I'm not betting this game. I'm not touching it. I'm not gonna touch it. Not even the over-under. I'm not gonna touch. Monday Night Football. Pittsburgh taking on the Colts. Over at 39. Indy 2.5-point favorite.
I've actually got some mates going to this. Imagine flying from England and this is the game you go and see.
That's tough.
What is that about? What is that about? Shout out to my mate Sam, who's a Steelers fan. Indiana Colts are actually favorites to the game. That's hilarious. I don't know who to take here, really, to be honest. Give me Jeff Sunday, but this game is on a Monday, so give me Jeff Monday.
Hey, I like it. Jeff Sunday as a head coach in the NFL, undefeated on a Monday, question mark. Maybe it happens. Maybe this is it. I think Pittsburgh threw everything they had at Cincinnati, and they don't have enough horses in the barn. I do think the Colts do have enough to get it done. Give me Indy to win here. I'm not touching this one either. I'm not betting it. I'm telling myself that now. Come Monday afternoon, I might change my mind. But Fitz, he's watching along from up there. He says, don't forget Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVP. Fitz, no one forgot.
If his thumb's broken, how could you throw a ball with your thumb's broken?
Yeah, that's all I can say. Well, that's it for this week's episode. We've got a random question. Matt, you had a good one. You want to save it or you want to let it rip?
Let's give it a go.
I love it.
So, after going to Chicago, amazing city, incredible city, great food, great bars, great skyline, a great city. But its sports teams, all of them absolutely suck. All of them are horrendous. So my question is, name another great city where all of their sport teams absolutely suck.
The one that comes to mind is New York.
But they're good now.
What now all of a sudden, right? But then you got the Jets. And I guess technically they play in New Jersey, but like the Rangers, they're 50-50.
Giants are good.
Terrible. The Giants, yeah. That was the first one that came to mind. The one that really sticks out to me is Los Angeles, LA.
Yeah.
I look at the Clippers, I look at the Lakers. All the money in the world can't buy them a championship. The Rams, yes, they won the Super Bowl last year, but what have you done this season? What have you done before that? The Chargers, inconsistent. Exactly. LA Kings on hockey, not very good. I'm going to say LA. That's the pick I'm going to go with.
I'm going to say a Southern City. I don't know how good their other teams are, but New Orleans.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, Pelicans not very good.
Yeah, I never heard of them. I just Googled them right now. Never heard of them. That shows how bad they are. And the Saints used to be good, but ever since Sean Payton and Drew Brees, they've absolutely stunk. Yeah. I mean, there's a few other examples over in Europe. Dublin, great city. No sports teams really that trouble on the European stage. I'm trying to think of others. Budapest, great party city. A lot of football teams, but they never play in European football. So there we go.
Yeah. Hey, I like it. That's a good, solid question. Listeners, watchers, let us know your favorite city with just terrible sports teams or maybe mediocre sports teams. And hey, that's gonna do it for the show. It's just me and Matt, but I hope you guys enjoyed us. Hopefully, you enjoyed Matt's journey through America. We talked about earlier, and we'll catch you guys next week. Have a wonderful time.
Oh yeah, I need to do everyone's sign off now, don't I? See ya in a bit. Go well.
Hey, there you go. No movie quote for Fitz, but Fitz does give this real quick. Minneapolis, Twins, T-Wolves, Vikings. Even though the Vikings are 8-2, Fitz.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's a good shout. Good shout. I mean, the Vikings are the worst 8-2 team in history. I mean, imagine being 8-1 and losing 43.
That's tough. Absolutely garbage.
Oh my gosh.
Fundamentals.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to
Not
be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Hey, God, great episode. Just
Oh,
you and me,
fun.
Matt, but our back hurts from carrying the pub.